I've met artists. Very many friends are artists, but Joel is a unique artist because Joel doesn't talk a lot, but his art pieces talk more than he talks. Like, even when it comes to explaining Joel.
Hi there, my name is Fred. I'm an architecture student, and I say that because there's one boy in particular called Joel, who is also an architecture student as well. And this particular guy is a very interesting guy, to be honest, if I can say, because the first time I actually met him, me being an artist, I draw as well, and he took particular interest in my art, and that is when I noticed of his love for art, basically, and how he fits it into his architecture work. So, Joel's work is amazing. I can tell you that for a fact. His art is on a different level. Personally, I like to have pieces that are perfect in all the aspects, but for Joel, he likes to communicate through his art. His understanding is deeper, I would say that, because if you look at his pieces, his favorite medium for sure it's charcoal, and charcoal being a very unique type of medium, you can really achieve a lot, and it has all these emotions that you can actually express compared to all this other medium. If you ask me personally, I'll tell you charcoal is actually a very superior medium. So him expressing his artwork using charcoal, and the fact that his pieces are different. If you look at one piece and then you place it next to another, you wouldn't say that it's the same artist, because they're very different. And you know why? Because they communicate different messages. You see, so this guy is an amazing artist. His work ethic is also amazing. I'd leave school, I'd come, I'd sleep, I'd chill, I'd watch Netflix, but the guy is just working in the study room because, he has a purpose. He knows what he's going for. So he's a huge inspiration to me as well, because personally I don't have that work ethic, but with him, he motivates me, and it's a really cool thing. He's a really cool guy. Yeah, thanks.
Jackson Risa is my name. I got the University of Nairobi, and the year is 2021. It's a cold evening here in Kwetu. I want to talk about this guy Joel. Although he goes to University of Nairobi, he's in architecture school, ADD, and the first time I met this guy was a few years back, and he's brown and he was in public and quiet, charming guy. You can't easily read his mind. So we became friends like that, and time moved on, and slowly by slowly I got to know who this guy is, and I realized every time we're in public, this guy is actually thinking about ideas, learning the environment and getting ideas to put in his artwork, which up to now puzzles me. This guy goes to architecture school and he does art at the same time. It's a hard thing to do together, very, very hard. I do architecture myself, and I barely have time. So actually this guy is he's a good guy. Besides me as an art piece by actually Joel, I got it from him last year, and as you can see, there is the light, perspective, form, the lines, which I know he got inspired by it from school architecture.
And balancing between art and architecture could be a huge task. So when I see someone like Joel do art and then do architecture at the same time, keeping up with his work, it puzzles me, and it just amazes me. It shows me that this guy is very passionate in what he does, because he just creates time for it, you know. So and his work is also really nice. Yeah.
What my style really is like, I think it's a search and find. I can't necessarily put it as a context for who is better, or whether what I draw I want to be placed in the field of perfectionists. But I would like to say that I draw what's real or what's from within me, things that I see, or things that I've experienced, or things that I read about, things that I recognize coexist. But also sometimes I try to imagine stuff, and it's these imaginations that just spark off something that causes me to want to draw something in relation to what I feel is my perspective of things. Some people refer to it as spiritual. I don't know how true that could be, but I think it's probably because they relate with it. You know, as artists, we've got different styles and ways of expressing ourselves, and this cuts across the industry. You look at fashion, you look at things like that, but I think I try to capture motion and emotions of people. I as much as I like to do the landscaping, the still life, illustrations, stuff like that, graphics, I find the human form as a more interesting topic for me, because it's the best way for me to express it. It doesn't stop me from exploring other things. And as you can look around, I have like nature and stuff like that, simply because my art is not attached to financial gains. It's more of what I feel is a calling for me to do, in addition to the architecture that I do. And I think art is just it's something amazing. I try so much to use different techniques. I learn each and every time I'm scribbling something. Color, charcoal, ballpoint ink, and so many other mediums, crayons, pastels. Like I said before, it's a search and find. There is no clear path as to what I'm trying to achieve. I'm only trying to do what I feel I love and express it in the way that makes sense to me. Yeah, so this particular art piece is called Craft of a Woman, and I'm trying to describe certain characters that the female, they are the ladies usually have on display, using both technique and but also the human face, because I choose to convey my message and expression through the human figures, and I have so much interest in the face in particular. And as you can see, it's a face, and it's trying to describe a certain beauty behind ladies. Now you can see the hair, it's so stylish, probably trendy if you may say. It's so youthful. You can look at the makeup and the use of different colors, which may not necessarily be applied on the real human face, but as an abstract drawing, I'm just trying to give that impression, because you can see I'm using different colors. In the background, I put some kind of like lines and stripes, just to give my architecture background, which to me is like a style that I use in most of the art pieces that I do. It feels like a youthful art piece, and the most intriguing thing about this particular portrait is that the colors are actually real makeup from a kit, and you might not able to see that, but that the blue, the brown, the pink are actually from a makeup kit, and it's just trying to show the real depth and context of what I'm trying to talk about. I'm not really a perfectionist, or in the context that I'm the best, but I try so much to just draw what I think means sense to me, and this is the best way to express myself. Yeah, so it's actually 2 a.m. I come from school at around 6, because class ends at 6, and then I change. Sometimes I don't, like today I haven't really changed. And then I work from here, the reading room, till like very late when I'm so exhausted, depending on how intense that week will be. And then when I'm done here, I now go to my room. Yep. This is basically where I crash, or if I decide that I should work here and not in the study room, because the days like that where I just want my own private space and be alone. It's kind of messy, but that's okay. That's how architects are. And this, of course, is where I do my art stuff. Yeah. My roommate went for holes, so I usually keep it busy like this. Try to take care of both sides. And yeah. Bye-bye. Peace out.
I'm on top of my game. I'm on my way and I'm on my way, yeah. So don't come if you ain't. To no vibe on my way. I'm on top of my game. I'm on my way, yeah. Thank you.
Jason, say what's up. Jason.